Hello, love, and welcome to your Etch-a-Sketch tapping. Because honestly, sometimes in order to create a new outcome or gather information or have hope, we have to be a little bit stupid. We have to basically erase our memory, even if things have gone the same way over and over and over again, which I'm willing to bet is what you've been experiencing. We have to be willing to shake it up, try the same thing over, and see if we can actually change how we respond to the same thing happening. And so we're going to tap through it, but this one in particular, I think is going to be one that like the specific phrases might not be literally relevant to you, but I still want you to pay attention to what it feels like to tap through it. And if you want to change the words, you can always go ahead and do that. That's up to you. Okay, so let's get started on this side of the hand. And we're just going to imagine that we are full of non-toxic Etch-a-Sketch magic in ourselves. When I first started this relationship, I was so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I thought there was nothing we couldn't work through. And even when we did get into stuff, I feel like we gave the benefit of the doubt. And we really tried to figure out what was happening. And then we made sure to make up and talk about it. But then the years went by, and it's almost like we can say one word to each other and immediately fall into a pattern. And I noticed this a while ago, and I tried every single way that I know how to do something different. I tried active listening. I tried bringing it up at a different time. Maybe I tried all of the green eggs and ham locations and standing on my head. But no matter what I've done, I get the same exact thing back. And I am so done. I am so frustrated. And why would I start a conversation if I already know how it's going to end? If I already know it makes me feel worse and doesn't get us anywhere, what's the point? And even though I'm feeling frustrated and hopeless, I choose to love, accept, and forgive myself. And even though I don't know how this is going to go any differently, I choose to love, accept, and forgive myself. And I choose to be open to a path that I can't even see right now. And even though that feels really, really, really scary, I have my back. And I'm going to walk myself through it. Okay, so pause there, do some shaking, and we're gonna start on the top of the head. I do already know how this is gonna go. And if I'm being really honest with myself, that's actually kind of comforting. It's almost like rewatching The Office for the 8th time, because my nervous system can kind of rest. And I don't really have to pay attention. And I also kind of like that I know my role. If things always go the same way, then I know exactly what to do. Even if what I do is withdraw and go on a walk and realize that there's no point. So as much as I want things to change really, really, really bad, in some ways that change is going to be hard for different reasons. If things change in our conversations, I'm going to need to appreciate the slightest bit of progress. And after being starved for progress for so long, that is not going to feel like enough. And if my partner actually changes something, that might mean that there are things that I'm going to need to work on. And even though I know that I'm down for that, a part of me really hates it because I've been waiting for them to change for so long. And it's my turn to sit back and relax. So even though I am scared of things getting better, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. And I can handle everything that happens. When these conversations start going slightly different. When it's almost like one of those compare pictures things. And I'm like, oh, that girl's wearing a hat in this one. Sometimes I'm going to have to look really, really hard for the change. When I actually need the whole damn picture to be completely different, not just the hat. But even though I am impatient for this all to happen, I choose to love, accept, and forgive myself. And I choose to let go of how it's gone in the past. I choose to be Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates. And decide that the next conversation I have with my partner is actually going to be a new Etch-a-Sketch. Maybe I can't help but see some of the faint lines in the background from all the kids who've played with it before. But I want to walk in to each conversation and be like, it feels like the first time. You gotta sing that. Because that's what's gonna give me a chance to see what's possible. And when I think about wiping the slate clean, it feels like I'm losing a big part of my trust. Because I don't want to be stupid. And I don't want to let like crappy things happen to me. And I feel like if my guard is not up, that just makes me really naive. And I don't want to be pushed around and like a Pollyanna. But when I really think about it, everything on my Etch-a-Sketch right now is making things worse. It's making me feel trapped and stuck. It's making me feel uninterested in how the conversation actually could go. And so maybe just temporarily, I can shake my Etch-a-Sketch clean. I can see what happens when I go in with curiosity and hope and an experimental attitude. And if I absolutely hate it, then I can stop. Because this is not 50 First Dates, and I can magically get my memory restored. But maybe I'll actually create some new memories. And even though I'm nervous about this, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. And even though there's a lot that I'm going to miss about being sure how the conversation goes, there's a lot more that I have to gain. From being present to the unknown. Maybe my partner will surprise me. And honestly, maybe I won't like the surprise. But it will at least be closer to the truth. And that's what I'm all about. So even though being open and hopeful and curious feels scary, I am strong. And I've done a ton of scary things in the past. And this is absolutely no different. So I'm ready to approach this with a beginner's mind. But still keep my genius and like emotional intelligence with me. Because those are things that, try as I might, I could never shake out of any Etch-a-Sketch. And that's our tapping. So deep breath in and let it go. Let it all go. And that's a tapping that you can do before any conversation, even after a conversation, and pay attention to all of the little things that might shift. And I'm so curious to hear how it goes. Good luck. I'll see you in the next video.